A man from Peru decided to visit America, although he spoke no English. Upon reaching it, one of the first thing he did was go into a department store. He found his way to the menswear department, where a young lady offered to help him. "Quiero calcetines, I want socks," said the man. "I don't speak Spanish, but we have some very nice suits over here," said the salesgirl. No quiero trajes." "Quiero calcetines, no I don't want suits, I want socks," said the man. "Well, these shirts are on sale this week," declared the salesgirl. No quiero camisas." "Quiero calcetines, no I don't want shirts, I want socks," repeated the man. "I still don't know what you're trying to say." "We have some fine pants on this rack," offered the salesgirl. No quiero pantalones." "Quiero calcetines, no I don't want pants, I want socks," insisted the man. As they passed the underwear counter, the man spotted a display of socks and happily grabbed a pair. Holding them up he proclaimed, "Socks, now that's it." "Then why didn't you just spell it in the first place?" yelled the salesgirl.
An Orthodox rabbi walks into a restaurant. It's not a kosher place, but he thinks, "What the heck, why not? I should try one time in my life." He asks for a seat outside. He looks at the menu, and decides if he's gonna eat non-kosher food, he's going to do it in the biggest way possible. He orders a whole, roasted suckling pig, complete with multiple sauces and an apple in its mouth. The dish comes out, and just as the waiter is setting it as his table, the rabbi sees one of his congregants walking towards him on the sidewalk. The rabbi is terrified of being caught. Panicking, he shouts out, "Would you look how they serve an apple here?"
A man is sitting in the bar at a busy airport. A beautiful woman walks in and sits down next to him. He presumes, because she's got a uniform on, she's probably an off-duty flight attendant. So he decides to have a go at picking her up by identifying the airline she flies for, thereby impressing her greatly. He leans across to her and says the Delta airline motto, "We love to fly," and it shows. The woman looks at him blankly. He sits back and thinks up another line. He leans forward again and delivers the Air France motto, winning the hearts of the world. Again she just stares at him with a slightly puzzled look on her face. Undeterred, he tries again, this time saying the Malaysian Airlines motto, "Going beyond expectations." The woman looks at him wearily and says, "What the heck do you want, moron?"
"Ah,"
he says, sitting back with a smile on his face. American Airlines.
A man faces a violation for adding horse meat to the chicken stew in his restaurant. At the court he's asked why he did it, and how much horse meat was in those stew. "For the money, of course, and I solemnly swear I always kept the ratio 50-50. While the infraction caused many unhappy customers, upon seeing the man's honesty the judge decides not to revoke his license. However, he in turn must always advertise that horse is part of the ingredients. With a sigh of relief, the restaurant owner pays the fine and walks out of the courthouse with his wife and friend. Friend asked him, "Did you really put horse meat or did you add anything else with the chicken?" "Nope. Only horse meat and chicken. Now tell me the truth, man, come on, it was mostly horse meat, wasn't it?" "Nope. It was always 50:50, 1 horse per 1 chicken." A soldier ran up to a nun. Out of breath, he asked, "Please, may I hide under your skirt?" "I'll explain later." The nun agreed. A moment later 2 military police ran up and asked, "Sister, have you seen a soldier?" The nun replied, "He went that way." After the MPs ran off, the soldier crawled out from under her skirt and said, "I can't thank you enough, sister. You see, I don't want to go to Iraq." The nun said, "I understand completely." The soldier added, "I hope I'm not rude, but you have a great pair of legs. The nun replied. If you had looked a little higher, you would have seen a great pair of balls. I don't want to go to Iraq either.
One day while he was at the track playing the ponies and all but losing his shirt, Mitch noticed a priest who stepped out onto the track and blessed the forehead of one of the horses lining up for the 4th race. Lo and behold, that horse, a very long shot, won the race. Before the next race, as the horses began lining up, Mitch watched with interest the old priest step onto the track. Sure enough, as the 5th race horses came to the starting gate, the priest made a blessing on the forehead of one of the horses. Mitch made a beeline for a betting window and placed a small bet on the horse. Again, even though it was another long shot, the horse the priest had blessed won the race. Mitch collected his winnings, and anxiously waited to see which horse the priest would bless for the 6th race. The priest again blessed a horse. Mitch bet big on it, and it won. Mitch was elated. As the races continued, the priest kept blessing long-shot horses, and each one ended up coming in first. By and by, Mitch was pulling in some serious money. By the last race, he knew his wildest dreams were going to come true. He made a quick dash to the ATM, withdrew all his savings, and awaited the priest's blessing that would tell him which horse to bet on. True to his pattern, the priest stepped onto the track for the last race and blessed the forehead of an old nag that was the longest shot of the day. Mitch also observed the priest blessing the eyes, ears, and hooves of the old nag. Mitch knew he had a winner and bet every cent he owned on the old nag. He then watched dumbfounded as the old nag come in dead last. Mitch, in a state of shock, made his way down to the track area where the priest was. Confronting the old priest, he demanded, "Father, what happened? All day long you blessed horses and they all won. Then in the last race, the horse you blessed lost by a Kentucky mile. Now, thanks to you I've lost every cent of my savings, all of it." The priest nodded wisely and with sympathy. "Son," he said, "that's the problem with most people, you can't tell the difference between a simple blessing and last rites."
A sales representative stops at a small manufacturing plant. He presents a box of cigars to the manager as a gift. "No thanks," says the plant manager. "I tried smoking a cigar once, but I didn't like it." The sales rep shows his display case and then, hoping to clinch a sale, offers to take the manager out for a round of drinks. "No thanks," the plant manager replies. "You know, I tried alcohol once, but didn't like it." Then the salesman glances out the office window and sees a golf course. "I suppose you play golf," says the salesman. "I'd like to invite you to be a guest at my club." "That's kind of you, but no thanks," the manager says. "I played golf once, but I didn't like it." Just then a young man enters the office. "Let me introduce my son, Mike," says the plant manager. "Let me guess," the salesman replies with a bitter smile. "An only child?"